Security zoomed in as prosecutors flagged it immediately, and within seconds, deputies swarmed. Both Young Thug and his co-defendant were accused of attempting to exchange drugs during the RICO trial itself. Thug, however, denied any involvement, claiming he didn't know what was being handed to him. Turns out even witnesses are wild. In the middle of testimony, a state witness against Young Thug leans back, lets out a loud yawn, and drops a line that leaves the whole courtroom stunned.
With all due respect, man, I'm ready to go back to prison. What do they got to do with me? D'Angelo White, what they got to do with me?
With a shrug, he basically tells the judge and attorneys he'd rather serve time than snitch. No fear, no filter, just a full-blown refusal to testify.
The world know him. He's a rapper.
Okay. Now, did you ever know him from Cleveland Avenue area?
No.
Do you recall telling Detective Dennis, rapper, the rapper Young Thug?
What the fuck? I ain't telling him. What the hell you talking about, man?
The witness, once expected to testify against Thug in the YSL RICO case, refused to cooperate on the stand. Instead, he asked to be sent back to prison, choosing jail time over testifying.
All type of relevant questions that ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't shooting nobody. I ain't rock nobody, man. You feel me? This ain't got nothing to do with me.
Judge Ural Glanville, presiding over the sprawling Young Thug YSL trial, had his own breaking point. With endless objections, motions, and secret backroom drama, the pressure was building by the day.
I'm not hiding behind anything.
You can't hide behind, yeah, but the thing is, I think you got this information. Somebody disclosed it to you, and that's the only way you could have gotten it.
What I got.
Because unless you're sitting there.
When Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, refused to explain how he knew about a closed-door meeting between the state and witnesses, Glanville snapped.
That stop. Just stop. Williams' constitutional right under Georgia Constitution.
Just stop at this point in time. Because
Article 1, Section 1,
you've already said that. You've already said
Georgia Constitution, and we have the right to be present.
All right, Mr.
And we're not waiving anything.
His voice cut through the courtroom, sharp and heated, and the room fell dead silent.
Who told you? All right, Mr. Steele's in custody, and once he clears the area, we'll go ahead and get started.
It wasn't just courtroom procedure anymore. It was raw tension, the kind that showed even the man in charge was being pushed to his limit by a trial spiraling out of control. Next up, ASAP Rocky, whose courtroom reaction went viral the moment the verdict dropped. ASAP Rocky had just been acquitted of felony gun charges, and his reaction said it all. The moment the verdict dropped, his reaction said it all. The courtroom turned into a scene no one expected. During the verdict, when the jury read "not guilty," ASAP Rocky literally leapt from the defense table and dove into Rihanna's arms.
Raheem Mayers, not guilty.
The courtroom couldn't hold back, and cheers broke out everywhere. It was a moment of raw human drama, a superstar's freedom hanging in the balance, then snapped back by a verdict. Instead of stiff faces or a somber reaction, what we got was cinema-level emotion in real time. He was on trial in Los Angeles for allegedly firing a semi-automatic weapon during a confrontation. Rocky denied the charges, insisting the gun was a movie prop. After a dramatic 3-week trial, the jury sided with him, and he walked free.
Repeat again, please, the jury, regarding the type of actions, find the defendant, Raheem Mayers, not guilty.
But while ASAP Rocky walked out to applause, this next rapper's hearing was a whole different scene. NBA YoungBoy's court hearing turned into chaos, not because of him, but his fans. The virtual courtroom was flooded with people yelling "Free YB" and even heckling the judge.
Everyone keep yourselves muted.
Free YB.
Free YB.
Free YB. Shut up.
All right.
Things got so disruptive, the judge had to pause proceedings and beg attendees to stay muted. YoungBoy was facing serious charges in Utah, ranging from weapons violations to forgery, but it was the fans who stole the show. The interruptions were so constant, court officials had to delay the hearing altogether. If fans could derail a Zoom courtroom, wait till you see what happened when fists flew in a real one. In the middle of a Brooklyn courthouse, things went from tense to full-blown violence. Sleepy Hallow, attending a racketeering hearing, got into a heated altercation in the hallway. Sleepy Hollow allegedly kicks another man before officers swarmed in to separate them. It looked more like a backstage brawl than a legal proceeding. And the Brooklyn drill rapper was appearing in court on gang-related RICO charges when tensions boiled over. The fight disrupted court operations and sparked a wave of online reactions. Art from real fists flying to total digital chaos. Next is a rapper who got silenced mid-rant. Cuban rapper Chocolate MC was initially hauled into Miami-Dade court over offenses stemming from a bizarre hotel room incident, including robbery, drug possession, criminal mischief, threatening violence, and misuse of a communication device. He was in the middle of a Zoom court hearing when things went completely off the rails. He began ranting about conspiracies against him, claiming people were plotting, then shockingly commented on the judge's appearance.
She doesn't have any. The judge here has bigger boobs than the lady in Naomi.
Okay, so I just muted him.
Without hesitation, the judge muted him on the spot. That was just the start. Things escalated when he was later arrested on new charges. On top of that, prosecutors slapped him with even more severe charges, issuing death threats and soliciting a murder-for-hire plot against the man accused of killing fellow Cuban rapper El Tiger. What was meant to be a formal hearing turned into a viral meltdown, with Chocolate MC's outburst abruptly silenced on screen. This next moment shows what happens after a rapper hears the verdict. Kodak Black, the Florida-born rapper known for his raw lyrics and repeated run-ins with the law, has become just as famous for his courtroom antics as his chart-topping tracks.
Yeah.
Stay. Is that Miss Early?
Kodak Black was in federal court for serious firearm charges when, out of nowhere, he asked for a piece of candy. And not just any candy, a Jolly Rancher. The judge stands unfazed with Kodak's out-of-the-blue question.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Go ahead.
Kodak was facing time for lying on federal forms while buying guns, but at that moment, you wouldn't have known it. The clip instantly went viral, not because of what was said in court, but because of how unbothered Kodak looked while saying it, and while Kodak kept it light with a candy request. This next rapper's courtroom moment was anything but sweet. Suge Knight, the infamous Death Row Records co-founder and a towering figure in West Coast hip-hop history, found himself overwhelmed not by a rival, but by the weight of the law. In January 2015, Suge had run over two men with his truck outside a burger stand in Compton after an argument on the set of the NWA biopic Straight Outta Compton. The incident killed Terry Carter, a well-known local businessman, and seriously injured filmmaker Clee Bone Sloan. Prosecutors charged Suge with murder and attempted murder, arguing that he intentionally used his vehicle as a weapon.
I don't know how many people in here, maybe Judge Fiddler has that much money, but we don't, Judge. $25 million. $25 million.
During the bail hearing tied to the fatal hit and run, the courtroom turned chaotic. When the judge set his bail at a staggering $25 million, Suge stood silent for a moment, then suddenly collapsed, right in front of the stunned courtroom.
We're taking him to the hospital now. The problem is still the blood clots to the lung, but it's really...
His bail hearing wasn't just about money. It was about whether one of hip-hop's most feared moguls would ever see freedom again. Knight's legal team claimed he suffered from diabetes and a panic attack brought on by the overwhelming stress, but many saw it as a dramatic display from a man used to commanding fear. Suge crumbled under the courtroom pressure, but this next rapper sat through his trial with a grin. YNW Melly, the Florida rapper known for blending melodic hooks with dark storytelling, didn't seem fazed, even with his life on the line. Melly was in court because back in October 2018, prosecutors say he and fellow rapper Cortland, YNW Bortland, Henry carried out a cold-blooded setup against two of their own. Christopher YNW Juvie, Thomas Jr., and Anthony YNW Sakisser Williams. Investigators allege Melly shot both men inside a Jeep. Then he and Bortland staged the scene to look like a drive-by shooting, even taking the bodies to a hospital while sticking to the cover story. The case has dragged on for years with mistrials, delays, and mounting evidence battles, but the charge remains the same. 2 counts of first-degree murder, with the death penalty on the table if he's convicted. In the middle of the high-profile double murder trial, prosecutors laid out the case. Melly allegedly shot and killed his 2 closest friends, then staged a drive-by to cover it up. The state is seeking the death penalty. But inside the courtroom, Melly was seen smiling, whispering jokes, and even laughing, just feet away from the grieving families of the victims. To the public, it felt surreal. A man accused of such a brutal crime, reacting like it was all a joke. Whether it was nerves, arrogance, or defiance, it sent shockwaves far beyond that courtroom. And just like Melly, this rapper entered the courtroom with a calm that almost felt rehearsed. NBA Youngboy, one of the most streamed and controversial rappers of his generation, walked into court facing new legal trouble, but didn't seem too worried. He's been charged in a prescription fraud case, allegedly using fake identities to pick up promethazine, the same drug often mixed in lean. But instead of pushing back, Youngboy waived his right to a preliminary hearing with a faint smirk on his face, signaling he's either confident or just used to the courtroom routine by now. Despite his long history of run-ins with the law, Youngboy stayed composed, even amused, facing another felony, but acting like it's just another stop on his tour. But unlike Youngboy's icy composure, this rapper's courtroom moment was raw and emotional. Z-Air Duffy, a rising rapper from New Jersey, couldn't hold it together when the reality of his sentence finally hit.
You heard I was doing good out there. I was not selling drugs. I wasn't doing none of that. I was trying to get my life on track, man.
Convicted in connection to a violent armed robbery, Duffy had kept a straight face through most of the trial. But when the judge handed down a multi-year prison sentence, the facade cracked. He began sobbing uncontrollably. The courtroom sat stunned. A young artist, full of potential, now breaking down under the weight of his own decisions, caught on camera in a moment where rap, reality, and remorse collided. From emotional collapse to emotional resistance, this witness's turn on the stand wasn't marked by tears, but by tension. Lil Woody, whose real name is Kenneth Copeland, was in court because he's a central figure in the sweeping YSL RICO case that prosecutors say ties Young Thug's label to organized crime in Atlanta. Woody himself had already faced charges ranging from aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon to gang-related offenses, and at one point he was even accused of plotting to kill rapper YFN Lucci while Lucci was locked up. By the time of the trial, Woody had struck a cooperation deal, making his testimony crucial to the state's attempt to paint YSL as a violent criminal enterprise. Lil Woody finally took the stand, but it doesn't go as prosecutors had hoped.
Is your response you don't recall?
I don't recall.
And during that interview with Detective Thorpe at the Atlanta Police Department, did you provide him your name and your date of birth?
Huh?
Day after day, court watchers waited to see if Lil Woody would flip. And when he finally agreed to testify, tension filled the courtroom. But minutes into questioning, things start to unravel.
I don't know what I told. I don't remember what I told him. I'm not trying to say the wrong thing so y'all can lock me back up.
He gives short answers, stalls, then suddenly erupts in frustration, snapping as lawyers try to clarify his statements.
Y'all help pressure me. I'm tired of y'all, because y'all know y'all are wrong. And y'all black people doing this to us.
And I understand that.
Leave me alone. Let me leave. Man, y'all pissing me off. Listen.
His testimony was expected to be a turning point in the RICO trial, but instead it became another chaotic chapter filled with uncertainty, attitude, and a witness clearly cracking under pressure. That trial was messy for all the wrong reasons. Another rapper turned the courtroom into unintentional comedy. This may go down as one of the funniest depositions in history, when Lil Wayne sat down for questioning in his lawsuit against Quincy Jones III over the documentary The Carter. The courtroom expected answers. What they got instead was comedy gold.
Had an interview that you actually gave with Katie Couric?
Is that an interview that I actually gave with Katie Couric?
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Wayne spent most of the deposition dodging questions with sarcastic one-liners, blank stares, and flat-out refusals to cooperate.
Did you perform at the Virgin Mobile Music Fest in 2008 with Kanye West?
I don't know.
Every time the attorney pressed, Wayne just smirked, shrugged, or mocked the entire process.
Well, how would you describe it if you had to?
It seemed like he was bored out of his mind.
Like to portray yourself as...
I just answered that and said that I don't like to portray myself as nobody.
Okay.
I completely be Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. I don't portray myself as anything.
But things took a darker turn when Wayne leaned forward and made what sounded a lot like a threat to the attorney questioning him.
Do you like
He can't save you, right? In the real world. That guy right there. He can't save you in the real world. Just so you know.
What does that mean?
I don't have to elaborate.
The judge allowed it to continue, but the room knew the line had been crossed. What was supposed to be a straightforward legal proceeding turned into a mix of comedy, tension, and disbelief. Proof that even in a deposition, Lil Wayne can turn the room upside down.